Today is Tuesday, October 5th, 2010. I'm Chad Gay, and this is the FLW Outdoors Podcast. Hey, thanks for joining me for today's podcast. Thanks for your emails to podcast@flwoutdoors.com. And thanks for going to iTunes and downloading the podcast there. In today's podcast, we're going to take a look back at the 2010 FLW Walleye Tour Championship that just wrapped up. We're also going to take a look ahead at the National Guard FLW College Fishing Western Regional Championship that's set to kick off on Folsom Lake October 7th through the 9th. That's just a couple of days away. Let's get to it. Let's talk Walleye Tour.
Walleye Tour.
The 2010 FLW Walleye Tour Championship was held September 22nd through the 25th on Leech Lake in Walker, Minnesota. Now, there had been rumors of a slow walleye bite on Leech Lake, but turns out that really didn't pan out. Within 15 minutes of the scale opening, 3 stringers that weighed more than 13 pounds were recorded, and by the end of the day one weigh-in, that number had doubled to 6. At the end of the first day of competition, Kevin Merrill of Pierre, South Dakota, and his partner brought in 5 fish, including 2 over 26 inches that weighed 16 pounds, 5 ounces for the lead. Merrill said that he had had a slow pre-fish, but that didn't seem to bother him any during the first day of competition as he rigged and jigged for his fish. Brian Brosdahl of Max, Minnesota finished the first day of competition in second place with 5 fish weighing 14 pounds, 1 ounce. Brosdahl said he used a variety of presentations including chubs, leeches, and a Northland live forage minnow spoon that he used specifically for the underfish. Speaking of those underfish, in this Leech Lake tournament, because of a state-enacted slot limit, there was both what they call under and overfish. Now, anglers could not keep walleyes 18 to 26 inches in length. On the first 2 days, anglers were allowed to keep 2 walleyes over 26 inches, but on the final 2 days, that number shrunk to 1. By 9 a.m. Thursday, on the second day of competition, Pat Bile had 2 fish over 26 inches in his live well, and he was working on getting his 3 unders. Bile described his big fish spot, which is located in Walker Bay, as 2 small humps the size of a living room on a deep flat. He was catching his fish over those humps by rigging with red-tailed chubs, and at the conclusion of the second day of competition, Bile stood in the lead with a 2-day total of 30 pounds, 9 ounces. In second place was Terry Filkins with 3 fish weighing 14 pounds, 7 ounces for a 2-day total weight of 28 pounds, 8 ounces. And Rapala Pro Chris Gilman surged up to third place. He had 25 pounds, 12 ounces, and he was less than 5 pounds off the lead. On the third day of competition, Terry Filkins rigged a 3/4 ounce wing-it slip sinker and red-tailed chubs, good for a 3-day total of 35 pounds, 5 ounces, and the lead. Chris Gilman, who was the 2009 Angler of the Year, weighed in a 9-pound, 4-ounce limit for a total weight of 35 pounds even to claim second place. During the final day's weigh-in, Chris Gilman of Chisago City, Minnesota weighed in 7 pounds, 15 ounces and claimed the 2010 Walleye Tour Championship title. Now, Gilman had never won a tour-level championship in 21 tries, so he was definitely way overdue. You know, Gilman said he was using those chubs to target overs in Walker Bay's deep water and unders in the Shallow Goose Island Flats area. Now, when he was jigging, he used an 8-pound Suffolk Siege line with a 1/8 ounce VMC Dominator jig. For winning the FLW Walleye Tours Championship, Gilman earned $40,000 plus an additional $2,676 from the optional pot. Terry Filkins finished with 41 pounds, 14 ounces and earned $5,000 for his second place finish. After taking a 0 on day 3, day 2 leader Pat Bile caught 3 fish weighing 9 pounds 7 ounces. Bile finished the year-end championship with 40 pounds even, earning $12,000 thanks to $8,000 in boat and motor contingencies. Paul Moline of Isle, Minnesota finished with a 4-day total of 38 pounds 15 ounces, and he earned a 4th place check worth $7,500 plus $803 in optional pot money. National Guard Pro Mark Quartz came in 5th place with a total weight of 31 pounds 15 ounces, and thanks to $3,000 in contingencies, Quartz earned $5,500. Speaking of the National Guard, FLW Outdoors announced at the Walleye Tour Championship that the National Guard will serve as the title sponsor for the Walleye Tour in 2011. That's big news for the Walleye Tour. Now, the involvement of the National Guard with the Walleye Tour will allow for more appreciation tournaments in conjunction with the tour events, offering positive opportunities for soldiers, veterans, and families. FLW Outdoors says those events present an avenue to display the appreciation everyone should have for those that serve our country. The National Guard's Lieutenant Colonel Jacob Kulzer issued a quote that said, FLW Outdoors is a great partner with us, and we feel the organization reflects the values that are important to the Guard: duty, loyalty, honesty, integrity, and honor. We are excited about the opportunities that will be afforded to soldiers and getting them involved and the families a part of it. We are seeing the growth at each and every tournament, and we are real excited about being involved in the future this program has to offer. The Walleye Tour is not the only circuit that the National Guard is involved in. In fact, the National Guard FLW College Fishing is headed to Folsom Lake October 7th through the 9th for the Western Regional Championship, where 20 pre-qualified collegiate teams will be competing for a top award of $50,000. Anglers will take off from Folsom Lake Marina, located at 661 Green Valley Road in El Dorado Hills, California, at 7 a.m. each morning. Weigh-ins will be held at Sacramento State Alumni Center, Lot 8. Thursday and Friday's weigh-ins will begin at 4 p.m. and Saturday's final weigh-in will begin at 5 p.m. Takeoffs and weigh-ins are free and open to the public. Now, schools that have qualified and will be competing in the regional championship include Arizona State University, Boise State, California Polytechnic State University, California State at Long Beach, Chico State, Fresno State, Humboldt State University, Northern Arizona University, Sacramento State, San Jose State University, Sonoma State University, University of California Davis, University of Nevada Reno, and the University of Oregon. Now, the top 5 teams from each regional advance to the national championship, where the first place team will win $100,000, with $50,000 of that for their school and $25,000 cash and a Ranger 177 TR bass boat for their fishing club. Sacramento State will be hosting the College Fishing Festival throughout the 3-day tournament. Students and fishing fans alike will be treated to live music, the National Guard Warrior Challenge, a Ranger Boat Simulator, tailgate games, a sports zone, along with contests for cash and several prize giveaways. Now, the festival is going to take place at Sacramento State Alumni Center, Lot 8, from 2 to 4 p.m. Thursday and Friday, and 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. Of course, you can catch coverage of the College Fishing Western Regional at Folsom Lake when it's broadcast in high definition on Versus, November 14th from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern. You can stay current on FLW Outdoors tournaments and anglers by following us on Facebook, or get on the water news and more on Twitter at twitter.com/FLW Outdoors. You can also catch live weigh-ins on FLW Live at FLWOutdoors.com. Hey, and don't forget FLW Outdoors Magazine, the magazine that provides fishing enthusiasts with educational articles, angler profiles, how-tos, tips, and more. Thanks for joining me for today's podcast. Don't forget to send me those emails at podcast@FLWOutdoors.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the FLW Outdoors podcast on iTunes. I'm Chad Gay, and this is the FLW Outdoors podcast.